Is the AFT in the house right now? Are we going to take our country back? Are you ready to help us take back control of the United States House of Representatives in November? What a high honor and a distinct privilege to have this opportunity to join all of you. I'm certainly so thankful for AFT President Randi Weingarten for her incredible friendship, for her partnership, for her leadership. On behalf of all of you, on behalf of the brothers and sisters, the men and women of organized labor, on behalf of working class folks all across this country, on behalf of our children, of course, Randi Weingarten, who I've known for a long time, we're both from New York, y'all. Is one of the best labor leaders this side of heaven, and I'm so thankful for her. And it's great to be in a room of educators, of teachers, of paraprofessionals, of nurses, of healthcare professionals, and public employees. And I'm appreciative, we're appreciative of, as House Democrats, of the work that all of you do in our communities all across this great country, particularly in the midst of these challenging times. And I'm thankful for how you stand up for the children of our communities. You know, Frederick Douglass once said that it is easier to build strong children than it is to repair broken men or broken women. And I'm thankful for what you do for the children of the United States of America, giving them a high-quality public education. And we will continue to defend your work. I'm thankful for all of you who in different ways, of course, are public employees. I was raised in a union household. In a union household, I'm proud of that fact. Both of my parents were public employees throughout their entire career. In fact, when they got married in 1967, as newlyweds, they were both members of the Social Service Employees Union, SSEU at the time. They worked for the Department of Welfare as it was then known in New York City. And some of you familiar with New York City's history know that in 1967, there was a big strike amongst SSEU workers who were fighting to change the poor conditions that their clients were dealing with and to improve the pay and the benefits and the quality of life of those who were serving the poorest in New York City. Now, as newlyweds, my parents had a decision to make when this strike hit. Whether they were going to cross that picket line because they were uncertain about how they were going to pay their bills, both of them not receiving a paycheck. Were they to go out on strike? Or were they going to stand with their union brothers and sisters? And later on in life, I was proud to have learned that both of them unequivocally made the decision that they were going to stand on that picket line, on strike, with their union brothers and sisters until they were able to prevail. And I'm so thankful for that, because being part of an organized labor union household has served our family well every single step of the way. In the 1970s, my brother, who's an educator himself, was doing well now, but in the 1970s, he was born with a serious heart condition. And it was very trying at the time. But our family, we were able to get through that moment because of our union-negotiated health care. And then in the 1980s, my parents, on modest incomes, were able to purchase their first home, the home that my brother and I grew up in a working class neighborhood in central Brooklyn. I love the fact that no matter where I go, Brooklyn is always in the house somewhere. But my parents were able to purchase that home and ultimately pay off the mortgage because of their union negotiated salary. And then when it was time for me to go off to school, and I went to State University of New York at Binghamton, upstate New York. My brother went to a historically black college and university in Atlanta down south. My parents, again, very modest incomes throughout their entire career. My brother and I, we graduated in the 90s, and for a minute, we couldn't figure out how was it that we were able to graduate. We didn't have extensive scholarships. How was it that we were able to graduate debt-free? So one day we talked to my mother about it. She said, well, I wanted to make sure that my two sons got a fresh start in life. And so in order to bring that about, I borrowed against my union negotiated pension. And so I just stopped by to make it clear that you don't ever have to worry about whether Hakeem Jeffries is going to stand up for you and organized labor, because organized labor has always been there for me. And we're going to make sure that organized labor is there for the American people today and tomorrow and this week and next week and this month and next month and this year and next year and always and forever. Your values are our values, and our values are your values, and we appreciate the work that you do in this challenging moment, where there are far too many people who are struggling to live paycheck to paycheck, can't thrive and can barely survive. And in this great country of ours, when you work hard and play by the rules, you should be able to live a middle-class life, a comfortable life, and live the good life. And we know what that looks like. A good-paying job, good housing, good health care, a good education for your children, and when it's all said and done, a good retirement. And that means, as House Democrats, we're going to make sure that we push back against these MAGA extremists, and they keep their hands off your Social Security and your Medicare at all times. Good paying jobs, good health care, good housing, good education for your children, and a good retirement. And no group of folks in this great country of ours has done more to deliver the American dream than the men and women of organized labor, and that's why House Democrats will continue to stand with you. At a moment when we know that these MAGA extremists have unleashed incredible horrors on the American people from the very moment that Donald Trump came into office, and is doing everything he can to stop this November from being a free and fair election. And we know that they're going to try to engage in the largest voter suppression effort this country has ever seen. We've got to make sure, and we will make sure, we have the largest voter protection effort this country has ever seen, because the American people should be the ones to decide who represents you in the United States Congress, not Donald Trump and his MAGA extremist sycophants. And I'm thankful for the work that you all are doing, led by Randy in that regard, and have done up until this point. The system we know is broken. It's not been serving everyday Americans. And communities like those, the working class neighborhoods that I represent back home. And we need to dramatically change the system. We need dramatic campaign finance reform. As Democrats, we're committed to ending Citizens United. We need dramatic electoral reform to ensure there are free and fair elections. And we certainly need dramatic Supreme Court reform. The Supreme Court is out of control, and we're going to get that turned around. And so as we work to bring about a better life for all, this wonderful theme that you have, fighting for a better life for all, we as House Democrats have said we're committed to a focus on the economy, to driving down the high cost of living in every area possible, to ensure that people can't simply survive in the United States of America, working class folks, middle class folks, that you can thrive. As Democrats, we'll be focused on fixing our broken healthcare system. We know that Republicans have launched an unprecedented assault on the health care of the American people, an assault on Medicaid, the largest cut to Medicaid in American history, an assault on the Affordable Care Act by refusing to extend the tax credits, jeopardizing the health care of more than 20 million Americans, an assault on the National Institute of Health, the Centers for Disease Control, the Food and Drug Administration, vaccine availability, an assault on public health in the United States of America. And so we've got to fix our broken healthcare system. As Democrats, we're committed to it, not simply a return to the status quo, but something better, and anchored in the principle that every single American, when it comes to the healthcare in this country, healthcare can't simply be a privilege available only to the wealthy, the well-off, and the well-connected. Health care has got to be a right available to every single American. And as House Democrats, we're committed to making sure we bring that about. And as I take my seat, thankful for all of you, for your presence, for the incredible work that you do. When I walked in this morning and I heard all of the music, and I saw the excitement, I was thinking to myself, this is not simply a convention, it's a union-powered extravaganza. And we're thankful for you and for your work, and for the work that lies ahead and our partnership together. We're focusing on costs, driving down the high cost of living. We're focusing on care, that's child care, that's health care, that's elder care. And we're focused on combating corruption, because we know we're dealing with the most corrupt administration in American history. Donald Trump makes Richard Nixon look like a crier boy, and it's time to make sure the Trump crime family is held accountable, and Democrats in the House of Representatives are going to make sure we bring that about. We clean up corruption, and we deliver a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And so, thank you for your work. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your partnership. A week from this Sunday will be only 100 days out, with an opportunity to change direction in the United States of America. The MAGA extremists, they talk a lot about regime change. Okay, the one regime change that we need to bring about is throw MAGA extremists out of the Congress in November. And so together, we're going to fight to bring about an economy that works for everyone, to drive down the high cost of living, to fix our broken healthcare system, to clean up corruption, to make sure that we end this reckless and costly war of choice in Iran, and to get ICE under control, because ICE is completely and totally out of control. And when you help us take back control of the House, one of our top priorities will be to pass the John Robert Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act so we can end the era of voter suppression in the United States of America once and for all. And pass pro-union bills like the PRO Act to always protect the right to organize. So together, as we approach the 100-day mark, this is no longer a marathon, it's a sprint. With everything hanging in the balance, let's do all that we can in the spirit of great leaders like John Lewis to show up and stand up and speak up for what we know is right. And when we do that, together, we will win the day, win the week, win the month, win the year, win the hearts and minds of the American people, and in November, win back control of the United States House of Representatives. God bless you. God bless the AFT. May God continue to bless the United States of America.
Please welcome AFT Secretary-Treasurer Frederick Ingram.